Hello everyone, this is Frogsmaster595. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, so we're doing it now. This is like the Grandstand update video, and for the people that know Grandstand, we all know that it's a very dead thing right now, so after this there's no reason to really bring them up again until when they're back, which a lot know is going to be June or July, one of those 2 months. By August, they'll definitely be active again, at least that's what they said, but June or July, I think it's going to be July. Tends to be with whatever Grandstand says, it tends to be the latter. So I think, yeah, I think it's going to be July. And again, there's not a specific date on that, just June or July. So that'll be interesting, and a lot of people, of course, know that this is when they're coming back. So there's so much stuff on Discord and Instagram, but mainly Discord. A lot of servers, and there's probably like over 10 servers. That may not seem like a lot, but for Gemmy community, it's a lot. Even people that are not in the Gemmy community, I think they know who Grandstand is. But if you don't know, somehow, if you're watching this, you gotta know. If you're subscribed to me, you gotta know. Grandstand, I can't believe I'm gonna say who they are again. I feel like I've done this quite a few times, but Grandstand is the seller that I'm pretty sure showed up pretty sure it was, actually may have been October or September or November, because here's the thing, they had, it was either 1 or 2 frogs. I think it may have been 1. It was a celebration frogs, and it definitely did not look like a prototype. And that just sold, and someone got it. People didn't really realize that was from Grandstand yet until the prototype started coming in. I feel like that celebration frogs was sold in September, but it may have been October. It's just hard to remember. And I can't really look back at that and see, so, you know, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna go with October, I guess. But, again, it may have been another frog besides Celebration. But in November, another frog showed up. And it was, I don't know, a prototype frogs that sang Party Like a Rock Star. Now, some people have seen that already, because I think a good amount of us know of a place called the Castle of Muskogee, however you say it. It's in Oklahoma, which when I was in Missouri still, that wasn't too far away from me. Imagine if I went there at that time, that would have been crazy. But no, I think I've been to Oklahoma once, and that was very brief. Like, I think less than 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to go there now. I don't think they have any stuff like they did, but you never know. Anyway, that Party Like a Rock Star frogs had been there. Now, there's no way that the one that was there is the one that was listed. It had to have been a different one. That one that was at Muskogee, here's the thing. I know that a lot of GMA people, Gemmy Master Animatronics, a lot of those guys got a lot of stuff from there. That's what I've heard. I've not actually heard it from the members there, but I've heard that they've been there and that they got a lot of stuff. But I think they got more of the Halloween stuff, because Castle of Muskogee did have a lot of Halloween things, like the life sizes. and I think floating ghosts and stuff like that. But they did have stuff like this too. And yeah, frogs too. There's that picture that got out with like the 20, 30 purple into clubs. Yeah, that's something. I wonder if those were all prototypes. That would have been interesting. There's no way, like 30 prototype purple into clubs. I don't know about that. They were probably produced. They looked like they were produced ones, but you never know. It's Castle Muskogee. Could have been anything. Maybe they didn't sing in the club. Maybe those were a bunch of rappers' delights. Nah, they were in the club. That would make sense, since that is the most common frogs. But that Party Like a Rock Star frogs was there. And I guess a GMA person got it, maybe, but I don't think that specific one was ever seen again after the pictures of it being with all the other items on those shelves in that place. So I don't know, but not too many people, I think, knew about the Castle Muskogee until this Grandstand stuff started happening. A good amount of people did know, but I don't think like a lot did. So this frog shows up in November. Pretty sure that was the first month it showed up, and it went for like over $420 or $450, and it didn't actually sell. And then it was down for a month, I think. And then it popped up again in December, around like the beginning or middle. Maybe it was the end of November. And then it did sell, I'm pretty sure. And we now know that went to Christopher S., right? Pretty sure. Yeah, it went to him. And then, I don't know, because after that one popped up in November, I don't think anyone thought there were any other prototypes that this person had. I think they had, like, that Douglas fir thing listed, which wasn't a prototype. I don't remember what that was called, but that's sold now, but it had stayed on their eBay thing for quite a bit. And then I think it sold in March, I'm pretty sure, after their prototype stuff had stopped. Expected that to go in that month, because once they got no more prototypes, then they're going to get the Douglas fir. But, that was like $150, I think. It's still quite a bit cheaper than what some of their prototypes sold for, because we know about the prices on these. So, it was like December came around or whatever, and then the frog got relisted. People expected that to happen. This was again when Grandstand wasn't too big yet. And then, like I said, that got sold, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was relisted again. I think that may have happened, actually. But eventually, after a couple times, it did. Obviously, it got sold. But things stayed, I guess you could say, dead for Grandstand until like the last week of December, where they then listed, it's a little hard to remember now, but I think they listed the Camo Bear, which went for $12,000, and obviously that didn't go through, and I think that was put off. That made some more people learn about Grandstand. Not at the peak yet, though. And then I think after that was when that first batch started coming in, which had the shaking tiger. Not a tiger. It was like a shaking. Well, I think it was some animal. The orange round thing. Whatever that was. And then that other stuff. That first little wave wasn't the most interesting of things, but there was a Monster Maniac in there. I don't remember if the Camo Bear was in there. I don't think it was. I think that came before the first batch. Maybe it was after, but it was at the end of December. I think the video was posted December 31st. Because Grandstand does have the YouTube channel, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. that's on there and it was working. Like one of their only things that was working. So you know about the other batches, right? I mean, their name on eBay is Grandstand. You just look that up. You'll see them. They're there. It's not like their eBay is down or anything. They're not posting anything right now. And we still got, not as long, but we still got some time to go with it. But that's fine. I'm good. I'm patient. I can wait. Because I think I'm trying to get some stuff from them still. But it may not happen. I'm not too certain on it. It may not. You never know. You just never know. I will say, maybe I'll wait on that. Okay. So, they did all the batches of their listings and whatnot for a while. Because once that first one went up in January, that is when things were getting big. With Grandstand, like, not at its peak yet, but it was pretty big. I'm talking like the first week in January, I guess, the first batch. A lot of people on Discord were talking about it. And there were YouTube videos starting to come out, especially when a couple of the collectors were getting the prototypes. But I would say with the Gemmy community, when it first started, I guess in 2007, even up till now, most of the time, it's never really had a super high time or a super low time. I don't mean like quality-wise. I mean with number of people, because I know that especially in these 2020s, there's been a lot of newer people, younger people getting into the community. But remember, there's been a lot of those older accounts just not uploading anything. So I wouldn't say that it's gotten bigger. I would say it's mainly stayed at the same hype level that it always has. Maybe in 2007 it was smaller, but it was better back then. But like, I don't know. So it did grow, I guess. Maybe it has gotten bigger the more I think about it. But it's still kind of hard to tell. Because I don't know what it was like in 2007. Maybe there was quite a bit of people. I don't remember. But I would say for the 2020s, even in 2019 and 2018, maybe 2017, for all those people that were joining, there were many just going. I remember accounts. A couple of came back, though, but there were a couple that came back and then kind of disappeared again. What was that one? Cool Kid 101. And I guess Rock Along Hamster, maybe? I don't know if that counts. I think he, stopped and then came back and then was gone again. Then there was that one guy with the cowboy mini hamster that just kind of, I think that was Spirit of Haunting or something like that. I think he left and then came back and then was gone again. Anyway, after this first week of January, that's when a bunch of people, pretty much everyone knew about Grandstand at this point, which some people did not want that happening, but it was impossible. It's specifically this stuff, the 2005 to the 2008-9 stuff, some earlier stuff too, but a lot of the small kind of things, the one thing that the GMA people don't really like too much. That's why they've never really brought it up. I don't think none of those members have ever brought up Grandstand. Because going by what they say, they wouldn't really want any of this stuff. So at least you don't have to worry about them with this, but you got all the other people that really like the smaller stuff. Because I don't think Grandstand has the, like, hip-swinging Santas or snow misers or, like, life sizes. They don't have that. And I don't think they have many Halloween things at all. They did have a spirit ball thing. That actually came before the first wave, I think. I think that may have been in mid-December or maybe November, which that was interesting. That spirit ball was like probably in a showroom for Jemmy. It was like talking about the company or something like that. I didn't even realize it was talking about that till I actually paid attention to the video later on. Kind of shows I'm not really into that Halloween stuff, but that spirit ball was interesting. And when that spirit ball was first posted, again, people didn't really realize, I think, that was a prototype, even though it probably said it in the listing title. Okay, so second week of January, third week, basically almost every week for a bit, well, not all the time. Grandstand wasn't always consistent with the posting of stuff, but every 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, new stuff was getting listed. A couple times, like in January, I think it was every week, but as every week happened, it was just getting bigger with more people talking about it. The real peak, I think, was February. Yeah, that was definitely the peak. The February was the month. January was really big. December, you had quite a few talking about it, but not too many. And November is when no one really realized it yet. I had seen the Party Like a Rockstar Frogs thing, but I was wondering about that, but I didn't think there would be more. And I wasn't thinking of the seller then. But I do think February, all throughout February, I would say, was definitely the real peak. And then there's March, which for the beginning of it, like the very beginning, I don't even think a week in, it was high up there like February, and then it dipped. It really dipped down because we all knew that they were going to be gone till June or July. That was it with that. People still bring them up, but it's not that often. Trust me, I've looked. They're really not brought up right now at all. There's a couple people that do, but it's not every day. It's definitely not every day. So that just shows how dead it is right now. So then you got me here with the 7 things from Grandstand, and they all got to be prototypes, at least in some sort of way. Again, I think this Maybell has the EEPROM, but, I don't really want to open that up and look. I'm pretty sure there is, because it's overall a little bigger looking than the produced Maybells, so I think there's an EEPROM in there. This has an EEPROM in there. That has an EEPROM. These two don't. Pretty sure that doesn't. That might. Not sure on that one. This is all of it. I have these 7. First, I got this in February when it was at its peak, and then after that, I got these 3 all together, and then I got these 2 together, and then I got that one. There were a couple other things I was trying to get. Well, was it a couple? I think it was only one. No, there was 2. I was trying to get one of those little black chinchillas, I think it's called. Some were saying it was a mouse, but I thought it was a mouse too, but it is a chinchilla. I think it's like a type of lemur or something like that. It looked cool, but I didn't get it. I was very close to getting it. I really didn't have a lot of money then. So I kind of ran out of luck quick because of that. But then there was the Jammy Jammers frog that I was really trying to get, and I was very close to getting it, but then I keep forgetting his name. I think it's QC1995. He got it, which that's good for him, but I was so close to getting it. It didn't happen, but he deserves it because he is one of the most active people in the community right now, and he's just very good. He gets a lot of interesting stuff that a lot of people don't know about, and and they're really not prototypes. It's just like, it's rare stuff. He got a Maybell, because, that popped up again. Funky Frogs dude didn't get it. I don't know how, but, and that one works really good. Anyway. Yeah. So, now, with the future, with the Grandstand here, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a chance that they just don't come back. That wouldn't surprise me. Because there's definitely reasons as to why I think. I'm not saying I know things. And you're not going to find out. I'm going to keep it secretive like that. I know things, though, that I think would keep it from happening. I wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't come back. I really wouldn't be. But they were saying June or July. Again, I think it would be July that it would happen. I really went through a history on Grandstand there for like 20 minutes. So, like I said, if they come back, I will be prepared. I'll have money prepared for whatever. I know some stuff that's gonna pop up, and I think some people don't know. I do know. I'm ready for it. Not yet. I'll be ready for it. Definitely not right now. Because you see what I just bought like a week ago. Not like those were related to Grandstand, and you could guess that kind of took some money out for me. But I'll be ready if it happens, which a lot of people think it will. A lot of people think they're going to come back. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't think so. I think I'm probably the only one that thinks that they maybe won't. Because some people do know some stuff with how Grandstand's reasons in waiting to posting stuff. Some people know about it. I'm not going to bring it up just because it wouldn't really be good if even more people knew. So I'm just not going to say anything with that, but there's just so much I'm thinking about. I'm forgetting certain things already here. Some people know about. I think what was I think I was saying some people might think that they would stop in June, maybe, or July. I hope that's what I was gonna say. I'm sure a lot of people are preparing for it, though. It's not like anyone in the Jemmy community is forgetting about Grandstand. Everybody knows, trust me. They're just not bringing it up. They've got nothing to talk about because it's so dead. I don't even think people are messaging them right now. And there has been people doing that. Even I did. Not a whole lot, though. There's a few people that have been talking to them way more. Someone tried to call them Won't say who. Not me. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not that crazy with Grandstand. And what a name, too. Grandstand. Some people think it's such a grand name. Some people think it's a very dumb name. I don't know what to think of the name. It's an iconic name. It's an important name. Not sure how good of a name it is. What do I think of the seller, though? It's a little confusing. You get disappointment with all Grandstand, but you do understand the Grandstand, so it's kind of a mixed feelings. It's mainly a whole mixed bag with Grandstand there. Because I know things. A couple probably know at this point, though. They probably found out somehow. But as long as I don't say anything, I'm good. I've got people that don't want me saying anything. And because of that, I won't. You can guess who they could be, though, that want it that way. Chances are you can probably figure out kind of easy, but... Alright. So, my things, if you want to update on these, they've just been in the closet, right? They've been in here. All in that spot, basically, with, well, all the rest. And then you got all this stuff out here that I gotta put back. Yeah, no frogs in the corner, because they're all up there still. And that all needs to get dealt with, which it will be. It was going to be earlier, but not now. That was all in there. I took the batteries out of Maybell, because I don't want them getting bad. It was always a very bit corroded. I think there's blue on there, but it's like, it didn't come off, but it doesn't affect it at all. I took the batteries out. I guess since there's corrosion on there already, it could spread, but the batteries not being in there will help. I didn't realize the corrosion could spread without batteries, but I guess it can. Which I guess that makes sense, but again, it would seem very hard for that to spread. But there's no batteries in there, and I was planning on taking batteries out of it. And if all this other stuff worked, I would have the batteries out too, because they're prototypes. It's a different thing. Yeah, maybe I have them all bunched in there with the other stuff, but I'm not that protective with the prototypes, but protective enough to not leave the batteries in there. I middle wrote it. That's the calmest, that's the most fine dining way to do it. You know, not be too protective, but protective enough. So Maybell's going to stay very good. That wire will not come off. I'm 100% on that now. Maybe I won't put the batteries back in that ever again. I guess if it ever got a re-upload, I would. Or if I did some duet video. But besides that, I don't think the batteries will go back in it. Batteries did stay good in there, too. I mean, it hadn't been so long, but if you were wondering if they would die quick because of it being a prototype, no. I put them in something else and it's good. So all the other stuff doesn't work, and I haven't messed with it since you've seen those update videos on, like, each one. Yeah, I haven't done anything. And if I gotta be honest, at least in their state right now, they're not really my favorite things. Yeah, that's what makes me think about, like, I'm sure if I got the Jammy Jammer Frog, I would really like that. Maybe even more than this, but yeah, I would say all of these, besides the Maybell, I don't know. You'll see with the ranking video, they're not high though. Yeah, that's right. The Maybell is good, but I like the produced one more. Yeah. And actually, I like the hair on the produced one more. And the belt. And that it's not as big. And I like the blush on it. Yeah, I like produced Maybell more. Were you expecting that? I don't know. Yeah, even Camo Lion, and there's a thing with that, which I still gotta upload the freaking... You know what video at this point. Hint, the word is H, and ends with O for video. You'll see with that, but... And that reason makes the Camo Lion a little less for me. But besides the Maybell, the rest of it, I don't know. Even the frogs. Now, if they worked, I guess that could change. But seeing as I don't think this Maybell here is the best. And it works pretty good. If the rest worked, that could show that, well, the Maybell's getting that kind of score from me. Who knows where these others would be at. But in July, if Grandstand is to return, I will be prepared, and I am still interested into getting some stuff from them. You probably guessed that already, seeing that I have 7 things here. And I know that once I was getting the Camo Lion and the Scooby, there was definitely a few people not really liking that I was getting that many things. I saw that coming. I knew that was going to happen. I was talking to people about it. They didn't think it was going to happen. I knew it would, and it did. Maybe by July, if I do get something, people won't be saying that, but there's a good chance they will. I mean, it doesn't bother me. But I mean, that other stuff, though, I know of what it is, and it's interesting. But I am not going to care if I don't get it. Especially now, when looking at these. But, and, you know, I'm sure none of that other stuff is really going to work. Because none of this does, and I've not messed with any of it. It's all still very broken. How the Maybell is fine, and that Jammer Frog, I don't know. It's crazy how some of the stuff survived, and then there's all this other stuff that just didn't. Yeah, very weird. But these were all stored in a bad warehouse. Had a lot of rain in it. Like, rain was just coming in that place. Water damage. A lot of this was water damage. That's why you see all the rust and stuff. That's not from the corrosion, I think. That's from the water. A lot of water damage. I mean, corrosion too, but I think the water damage is really what is making these not work, really. I think it's less of the corrosion, more of the water, rust. It's got to be that, I think. If only these weren't stored there. And, you know, if the batteries were taken out of them, that would have been a difference, I think. Sure, maybe they would have gotten the rust from the water, but maybe if there was just no corrosion, it would work. The Maybell doesn't have rust, I think, and that does work. So if there's rust getting on them in certain spots, maybe that completely kills it. I'm not sure on that because I'm not too into, like, I'm not certain on what really makes the item stop working. I'm not an expert there. I haven't looked in the Maybell, though. There could definitely be rust in there. I'm doubting it, though, because a lot of the contacts in there are very clean. It's just that one at the bottom. But hey, I said it earlier, but I will be getting, I'll be trying to get some more Grandstand stuff. So, however you feel on that, I respect your opinions. Obviously, I normally do. I wouldn't not, unless if there was something weird going on. Something sus. But I remember the video I made where I said, like, the whole year I would be focused on Grandstand. That's not holding up, especially since they're on their big break now. It's not like I would have anyway. And again, it's all of that, and that's not Grandstand. No. Doesn't even have a Grandstand vibe to any of that stuff at all. Not like Grandstand's got an NFL frogs. No, they got a lot of Easter and Valentine's Day and some everyday stuff, and I guess Christmas too, and I guess they have a lot of it actually, but the majority, I think, is Easter and Valentine's Day. I mean, look, 5 of these are Valentine's Day things, 1 is Easter, and then 1 is every day. 5 of them are Valentine's. Sometimes I forget that, but they clearly are. And of course they had more that was Valentine's, but they had quite a bit more that was Easter too. So, once this June or July phase is done, because I'm gonna say I'm 100% that this Grandstand thing will end at some point this year. I was saying, because of how big the hype was throughout February, March, January, I was saying that, like, there's a big chance that there could be multiple years worth of stuff from Grandstand. And this was before I knew they were going to be taking a break. I thought, like, I was saying the whole year, every week, every 2 weeks, there's going to be new Grandstand stuff. Whoa. No. It's definitely going to be done this year. They don't have that much stuff. People over-exaggerated it just because of the hype with it. Because those couple of months, like 2.5 months, for once, the Gemmy community was bigger than what it always is. Because then, it just felt different. There was a spark. For just everyone had a spark at that time. And it was talked about every day. And it was constant. Non-stop, really. I know. I was in the servers. Still am. So I can tell you that it's dead now and that it was non-stop then. Funky would agree too. Also, this is super long and I don't care. I don't care because it's the Grandstand video. And like I said, I'm not bringing them up till July. Because I don't see the need to bring them up. And you know, when I bring them up right now, I almost don't like it. Just because it makes me think of how all their stuff is broken. And just the things that I do know that a lot don't. And don't worry, it's nothing, ooh, scary, illegal kind of thing. No. But it's stuff where I just don't really like to bring up Grandstand. And then there's the whole lion situation. Again, I know there's Maybell. But still. But hey, in July I'll be very glad to talk about him because everyone else will be talking about him. So it'll be good then. It'll feel right. Just doesn't feel right now, you know? Maybe if I do get more stuff, because there's a very good chance I won't. I mean, I'll have the money, but I have a feeling so many people are preparing for this way more than the January, February, March. Yeah, and when we know it's going to be for bids, they put every single item on bids except for that Douglas spur. Which that's weird that wasn't for bids. Every single other thing was bids, I think. They had some turtle dancers that had been listed. That was actually in December. A lot of people didn't see that. They all know now, but that was bids. Although the spirit ball may not have been. I don't remember. If they're not for bids, it's for a super high price. But a lot of people have tried to get it to where they wouldn't do bids. It really doesn't work 99% of the time. I think it worked for one person somehow. Which that was crazy because it certainly didn't work for the other person when they were talking to him. But they're bids. There's a reason. And I know it. I think I brought it up on here. Wonder if I should have done that. I don't even remember anymore. I'm not going to go back and look at the other Grandstand video, though. I don't want to do that. But it's definitely going to be bids again in what I think will be July. And I think everybody is going to go very crazy with it. And I think all of the prototypes, which I know what a lot of them are going to be, they're going to be just so high. I think they're going to go higher than what like almost all of these did. Besides the camo bear situation with that 12,000. I don't think that'll happen again. No one's going to be that dumb again. I shouldn't say that, but I'll keep it with that. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think the prices will be higher, though. That's why I feel like I may not be able to get, like, anything. Because everything will go for, like, 500, 600, 700. It'll go for 1,000. Things will go for 1,000. Like the Grave Ravers. You know, normal Grave Ravers. People have bought Grave Ravers for 1,000, and that's not a camo bear situation. People really have. Yeah, I'm not doing that. May have went expensive on Groove Line, but it certainly wasn't 1,000. Should you know, I don't care that much. My limit is 500. It was 300. And I think before, that was still during Grandstand. Before Grandstand, I think it was even less. I think it was like 250. Then I made it 300. Then by basically the end of February, I decided, okay, 500, because Grandstand is too grand of a thing. So many grand items that work grandly. 500's the limit, though. So if anything that is from Grandstand, if it hits 501, no, it doesn't matter what it is, I won't do it. But even if I didn't bring that up, I think a lot of it's going to go above 500 every way, because everybody knows Grandstand now. But maybe some didn't, and you got to watch this video, this short video about Grandstand. I could have just done a live and talked about it, but the lives aren't doing the best right now. Also, I didn't do one yesterday. Sorry for that too, but I don't exactly have the time. And there's just a lot right now. I'm not certain I would be able to get it all done in a certain time, and I would want to get all these videos done before it's dark, because that kind of messes stuff up. Anyway, Grandstand, if they come back in July, if I do get things, maybe I'll like them more than this stuff. I think that I will, but I just don't know for sure, because that's a Frogs there, and I don't think it's the best. But you know what? That's fine. Although my edited picture of it, that looks better than that. I think you've seen the edited picture. It looks very good. It really goes hard. Harder than any of this, even the Maybell. Goes harder than any of the other Grandstand stuff I've seen. Even the best of the best, which many I don't think have seen. You'll never know what it is until July, though. Then everyone's gonna know. And even for how dead Grandstand is right now, as every week goes by, I think more people learn about him. They just keep it a secret. Even the really young ones know too. I'm not bringing it up too much, because with Grandstand being gone, if it was talked about every day, well, then once July came around, then the prices would just be everywhere. They would totally be above 500, which I already think is going to happen, but we'll see. Maybe it would have just been too long of a wait, and a lot of people would have just forgotten. I certainly don't think they've forgotten as of now, but maybe if it takes until July, they will. But it's very unlikely, because one big thing with the Gemmy community is the people that are in it, they don't forget about anything. They remember it all. They have to. It would only make sense. But I guess every community should be that way, although some aren't. But hey, every single community is actually not perfect, but everyone knows that. Except this one might be a little more than the others, but everyone knows that too, I think. So, thoughts on Grandstand overall? They are just okay. They are fine. In February and January and March, I thought they were 10 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10, but maybe 9.5 actually. But I thought they were grand, amazing, awesome, almost perfect, best of the best, fine dining, exquisite, beautiful. What's other words? Outstanding, gorgeous, masterclass, masterpiece, masterful. Very, 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 very good. But man, has that changed. I just think they're all right now. And even when they come back, I think I'll still think of them as all right, because I kind of know how the whole listings will go. It's kind of predictable. I think everyone knows how these listings are going to go. It's going to be wild. Maybe this video will spark up some Grandstand stuff again. Or maybe it won't. There's a good chance it won't, because I'm pointing at the little time thingy up here that you can't see, because for you it's over here. That could affect it, but that's fine, because I think it's nice talking about Grandstand for this video in particular. I don't talk about them like this at all when I'm not, when it's not this. Definitely not. Hardly bring them up. Not even in Discord. No. But hey, I'm alright with it here. It's all good because Grandstand. I think the people on here, I think they want some Grandstand news. I do have 7 items. I think what people wanted the most out of this was to see how these were doing. And, they learned that they're exactly the same and they've just been in a closet. But that's fine. That's a-okay. And I think I brought this up already, but I do plan on getting these fixed. I plan on it. I don't know when it's going to happen, though. And I don't know if it's even possible for some of them. Really, I don't know. I think a couple have a chance, though. But I think it's going to be tough. Even for that guy that I'm planning on, making it happen with. Maybe it'll be easy, though. I don't think it's going to be, though, because this is Grandstand. And you just never know. It's a very scary situation with Grandstand items. There's so many things wrong with them. The Maybell thing, that's a miracle. It was perfect. It had to go to me. Country Pig, and it works. Like I said, they've had a couple other things that have worked, though. The Funky Monkey, that gold one, the Peter Cottontail thing, the Born to Be Wild Lemur thing, the Flirty Flasher, although that was kind of messed up, though. And then the Jammy Jammers Frog, which, again, I think I'd like that more than the Maybell if I had it. But I don't. It's fine. It is fine. But I needed it. It was the magnum opus. That's another thing I would have called Grandstand back then, and not now. I feel like most people still really like Grandstand. That doesn't surprise me. But I think they're going to be surprised what they find out of what I think of them, and what I think of these 6 items here. Maybe even the Maybell. People probably think I give that a 10 out of 10 or something, but no. No, actually like a lot of these more. Isn't that a surprise? That's something you would not expect. Yeah, even the things that aren't gemmy. That's right. Even knockoff. Well, I don't know if those are knockoffs, but whatever. I think that's it now. You know it by now. You know me. I wasn't expecting this video to go on this long at all. I thought it was gonna be like 15 minutes. But no. It goes on this long because it has to. Because it's Grandstand. And if you've got someone named Grandstand, you need a grand video. And grand always means very, very long, doesn't it? But here's the thing. A video like this, I certainly wouldn't call it perfect. Because it's just going over something that's so ambitious. Especially for the people in this community. It's too ambitious is what it is. It's ambitious and it's unpredictable. Well, it's predictable and unpredictable at the same time. Grandstand is 3 things. Extremely predictable, surprisingly unpredictable, and ambitious. That's it. Those are the things. It's those 3 things and nothing else. I guess you could also add underwhelming and disappointment and, I don't know, every other word ever, maybe. That also works. Grandstand is just every word in the dictionary. That also makes sense somehow. Somehow it does. Yeah, every word. Even my word. Grandstand is Frog's master. Wait. Yeah, no. Maybe not that, but close to every word. Now I think we're done. Maybell's just as good as what she was. I think I said that already, though. Button's getting a little worn, though. Like, just a tiny bit. And if you didn't like this, that's okay. You're not going to hear me talk about Grandstand until July. Or whenever they're back, so. And I may not even bring them up even when they come back, to be honest. I don't know. It's a whole thing of feelings with Grandstand. But don't think anyone saw 2022 starting off with something like Grandstand. None of the collectors saw that coming. Not even me. I was suspicious with the Party Like a Rockstar Frogs in November, and then it popping up in December, and then the Camo Bear thing, but, I didn't think it would turn into something like this. And that is a very good, bad, something sort of thing. And this video is a very good, bad, something sort of video. And, I don't know, that's it. I guess Grandstand is mid, and people probably won't like that, but that's fine. And people will probably wonder, well, if I think Grandstand is mid, how come I'm going to get other Grandstand stuff? Well, because maybe that stuff will actually work, like the Maybell, and then I'll have some enjoyment. I think we're done now. Now I don't want to talk about it anymore. Peace. I said that weird. I always say it like that. Let me say it grand, like Grandstand would. Like Grandstand would ever say my iconic peace thingy. Peace.